Sorry about that technical difficulty earlier. My mustache has a mind of its own sometimes, so it does some things. Welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday, which is like day 2 of your work week in a state. If you were lucky enough to have Labor Day off, which Nick wasn't, but like it's like day 2 of your work week, but it's already halfway through the work week. So like, good Wednesday to y'all. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome into another episode of the Barking Browns, a week 1 edition here out the gate. Appreciate you all. I'm Jacob. That's Casey Kinnaman, Mr. Nick Carnes down below. Please make sure you hit that subscribe and like button there on the YouTubes. We'll giveaway like of a Carson Schlesinger jersey or something. Maybe, I don't know, 1,500 subs worth. So we will get there, the 1,500. So be a friend, tell a friend. How we doing, boys?
Well, for you guys who tuned in last time, and if you didn't, shame on you. It was a tremendous episode. We gave our predictions. You can find that in the YouTube. But I've gotten worse somehow. I have managed to go from bad to worse. I've in addition to the back injury I sustained while not lifting a back muscle, I have managed to catch the bubonic plague. I don't know how that works, but you're not going to stop me from being here, man. We got to talk this out.
I'm slowly getting motion back into the old joint here.
Hey, did you see they announced Super Troopers 3? I'm just saying, whatever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're already filming it.
And I'll tell you what, well, two things. On a personal note, my first NFL bet of the season is a David Njoku touchdown. I just feel very strongly that David's getting in the end zone. They're going to rekindle that connection right away. And on a second note,
is it first touchdown score or anytime?
Anytime. Okay. Anytime. Not going too big, but I just feel like that connection's always been a thing, and it's been shown in the offseason. I feel like David's going to get in the end zone. And secondly, Rick and Morty season 8 is finally on HBO Max. And so that's a great day. So
part 2 of season 2 of Wednesday dropped on Netflix today. If you've not watched that show, you should watch that show. It's a very enjoyable show. Brought Steve Buscemi.
Nailed it. Buscemi.
Yes. They brought him in, and he's got like a mustache and stuff in season 2. He's like, he wasn't in season 1. He's like a new character in season 2. It's pretty great. It was like a pretty good ad. We sit here knowing that tomorrow, at this time ish, we'll be watching the pregame show of a real NFL game.
Yes, sir.
That is a thing. So yeah, we did our season preview episode on Sunday, so you can go check that out if you want to check that out. We did our bold predictions, our bold Browns predictions and record. We went game by game with the bet, which keeps reminding me every day. I remember as like I get closer to having to eat sour candy. I gotta order that sour candy. Like, that's the worst part. You know, the worst part about a bet like that is remembering to acquire the food item to pay up for that.
I imagine, yeah. Yeah, you're paying for the punishment.
Yeah. 2.5 sacks, forced fumble with the recovery. Oh, all right. Okay. All right, I like it. So let's get into it, guys. Like, big game. We did our predictions on Sunday. Was everybody 9-8? Is everybody 9-8?
I don't. For some reason, I think you predicted more wins than 9. I'm gonna go back and listen. I know we said 9-8, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna have to go check my math. My math wasn't mathing last week, so could be wrong.
Yes, yeah, that's true. There is a Friday night game that's being streamed exclusively on YouTube.
Wow.
We'll see how that goes. It's not YouTube TV. It's YouTube, just like straight up YouTube. You get your regular YouTube app, watch it on your phone, whatever. It's a Chiefs, right? Chiefs.
Yeah. Chiefs Chargers.
Chiefs Chargers. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So you can go check that stuff out over there. But so first things first, let's talk about the injury report. because I think this is incredibly important. One player didn't practice. Bravo. I never thought we would get to the day where one player didn't practice. And two of the people that were limited, one of them was Shelby Harris, who was sick. So you're like, yeah, Casey's limited tonight. So, like, that happens.
It's like $8 a month to not get YouTube ads. Highly worth it.
It's fine if you put an ad, like, in a moment that it's ad appropriate, but like if Mahomes is like, I'm about to, like, all right, let me finish this injury thing because I got a rant about ads.
Is it about Red Zone?
It is about Red Zone.
Okay, all right.
Good. And I'm getting more fired up. I forgot about it, and then as soon as Connie said that about YouTube ads, I was like, son of a bitch. But I just remember going into last year where, like, even at the beginning of the year, it felt like we had like 6 dudes that weren't practicing, and we're like, don't worry, it doesn't mean anything till Friday. And the only person that's did not practice today was Michael Hall, which we've known for a while. It was an outside chance that we'd see Michael Hall week 1. So, like, that's fine. Like, I'm good with that. So my question to you guys is, did you ever think this day would come? Did I just curse us? And
that's my job.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I think I'm okay then. But I feel like that's kind of, I don't want to, okay. I was going to say I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious, but I am actually superstitious. It's a good omen, right? Comparatively.
It is, but we also have a decent amount of guys still limited. I want to see those things pump up a little bit. You know, is Diabate going to be a part of this game? Because we were really kept in the dark about his injury up until this week, not knowing exactly. We didn't know what was injured. We wasn't practicing
at all until Monday.
Yeah. So, but now he's still limited. There's a couple guys still on the limited bus. You know, I expect most of them to give it a go, but I want to see that. I want to, by Friday needs to be all go. You know, and I don't expect to see Mike Hall, honestly, these first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They obviously expect him to play within the next 3 games, or they would have IR'd him if it was going to be 4. You know, they could have easily done that. So they expect him to make it. And he might be back by next week. I would expect it'll be the home game against the Packers. But, yeah, man, compared to where we've been these last couple of years, this is a utopia of healthiness.
That was my point. Like, that was literally my point when I saw that today. And I was a little bit busy, and so I didn't in the Barking Browns Discord, which, like, you should get in on that. I should remember to put that in.
A little Barking Browns Discord, actually.
But, like, I meant to say more about it, but when I saw it, I was just so captivated. I was speechless.
Well, I'll tell you this. It feels like a lot of the other years, the Browns have, like, this rash of soft tissue injuries, hamstrings, whatever, and they just linger, and you never know when they're going to be done. And we've seemed to avoid a lot of that. I mean, you can't completely avoid it, but we've seemed to avoid a lot of it. And I was actually watching just some YouTube stuff from the Browns account the other day and thinking about how they were tackling. They were actually, as I said, for the first time in Stefanski's tenure, they were tackling during camp with just each other, and thought that was interesting. And it's nice to see that they're as healthy as they are right now. Like, I still feel like this offense can come out firing, man.
It's a really bad defense. I like this because I'm going to tell you what. Okay, funny story. So Bill says they went on a 48-yard field goal by Schmitty, who, I'm sorry, but 25 is a horrible number for a kicker. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Yeah. He changed to 25. Like, it's probably got some meaning for him, and if that's the case, I'm like, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, I respect that, but well, shit. You say what you want to say. Mm-hmm. This is a place to say what you want to say.
Oh yeah.
But I was at the game. Was that Baker Mayfield's debut? Was Baker Mayfield's debut the day he came in on that Thursday night Was that also Greg Joseph's first game, and they had like just cut Austin Seibert for missing a kick against New Orleans? Is that right? Does that sound right?
It was Greg Joseph's first game, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So I was one of the first fans in the seats because that's how me and my dad liked to roll, right? And we had come up and gone to the Pro Football Hall of Fame for the first time. Hell yeah, Connie. We'd gone to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, then we went up and got a hotel and then Ubered over and stuff. And Greg Joseph was kicking like 35 yarders, like extra points, and he was making them. And there was like 200 or 300 people, maybe, like scattered around the lower bowl of the stadium. And they were all just going nuts for extra points because they had just had to cut something. And so I can only imagine after what happened with Hopkins last year, if Schmitty makes a game-winning 48-yard field goal this week, how like absolutely batshit bonkers that would be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay. Now I'm gonna rant. Red Zone is 7 hours of commercial-free football, you greedy fucks. Yeah. Scott Hansen, and I feel bad for Scott Hansen because I know, and he even said this. He even said it. He made it a point, and I'm glad he did. He made it a point to say, it is not my decision, but they will be running full commercials during Red Zone. There are some times, they're very, very few and far between, but there are times in which nothing is happening in any of the games, especially if it's the late window. Like they may all be at halftime or all at one commercial. Yeah. And happens, and like maybe you can get a quick ad in there. But I swear to God, if I miss a crazy play that like I have a parlay riding on, like, yeah, just increase the price. That's fine, I guess. I think they're greedy because I think they make enough fucking money. It's all ESPN's fault.
It's Disney and ESPN that's making this decision. They bought the rights to Red Zone, and here's the thing, man. There's not too many things in this world that's flawless. It's perfect. Red Zone was among that short list of things. And like, here's for me. When the Browns are playing, I don't do multiple screens. I am 1,000,000% focused on the game.
No, not when they're playing. Yes.
When they're, I mean, that's just how I am. And typically it's a 1 o'clock game, and the 4 o'clock game, maybe the team we're playing next week's in that. Then I'll do the same thing for that game to get, to kind of get ahead. But most of the times it's not. So I'll put 4 games on the screen or 3 games on the screen or Red Zone, because Red Zone's perfect. There's not a better thing to wake up on a Sunday of your bye week and just Red Zone it all day. Strap in, take the ride, man. And especially if you play fantasy football, which we all do, and I'm telling you, man, I don't know. It's greed, is ESPN and Disney, so know who to direct your anger at. I'm mad they made Scott Hansen be the mouthpiece to come out and say it.
Yeah.
Like that's bullshit, man. Like you guys need to make that statement that you're the ones doing it. So
just
it's
a random interview on a random Wednesday.
I bet you it's part of the sale that NFL or whoever has Red Zone right now has to like absorb the PR hit before ESPN officially takes it over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I agree. There should be like an ad-free version because that's but whatever.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Well, can I say the one good thing that's going to happen? So we're not being selfish in this.
Okay.
Scott Hansen will actually get to take a piss during a 7-hour window now.
I have always wondered how he manages it.
Good for him.
He's an animal.
And I'll tell you this: you guys can throw tomatoes at me if you want. I strongly dislike Red Zone. I want to sit down and I want to watch one football game. And I want to feel that football game. I want to get into it. I want to understand the momentum. I want to see the plays as they happen. Like my least favorite thing is like my one buddy always insists on having red zone on, and I won't even, because I feel like you don't get any of the football games. You get like little pieces of all of them, and like I hate that. I hate it. I just want to sit down and watch a football game. Maybe I'm a boomer. You can call me that if you want. Throw tomatoes at me, boo me. But I detest red zone and do not use. Have never used it or purchased it or wanted to use it in my life.
Boo.
I would never shame anyone for how they consume football, man. It's personal, and that's the thing about football is we all watch the same game, but we all have different thoughts in our heads about how we take it in. You know, it's a beautiful sport in that regard, and I'm locked in with certain games. Like I don't want people talking to me. Like
Right.
I used to lock my house at 12:45. If you weren't there by 12:45, you weren't coming in, and that was non-negotiable. Like you weren't. It was a thing, man. Like everyone knew it too. Like you had to be there early to get your seat, and don't mess with my Sundays, man.
Yeah.
All right, our rants are done, so we can, so we can transition ourselves fully back to the Browns and the Bengals on Sunday, opening weekend, 1 p.m. kick, just like God intended.
Thank God, 1 p.m. kicks.
Dude, like, I don't know. It's the fact that I grew up in an era where Browns football was like always on at 1 o'clock. So like, it's just kind of become that thing. I hate like 4 o'clock games are fine. I really don't like primetime games any day of the week just because I have to wait I'm just sitting around waiting all day. And I'm just kind of like, oh my God. It's awesome to get to a Sunday when your team wins on a Thursday though. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
You're like, because you're just that's when I red zone it too. That's I'm red zoning it. I've got some parlays in, get some little money action. We got a parlay. We're gonna build a parlay here at the end of the show for this week.
Ooh, fun. Okay.
So I'm gonna have these guys build me a parlay, and you guys, yes, exactly, Tim. Red zone is great for your parlays. That's exactly it. When you win in London's a good one.
That's the first thing I thought of. It's like that's going to be a 9 a.m. kick. We have the whole day.
Yeah, it just depends on if it goes really, really poor. Because if it goes really, really poor, then I'm mad even longer all day.
Like I don't get me wrong, man. I'm accustomed to 1 o'clock games, but I do like primetime games. I like the spectacle. I like the all eyes being on you. I like the waiting sucks for sure. For sure, the waiting sucks. But like, I don't have to think too far back to that snowy Thursday night.
Yeah,
I love that, man. That shit was baller. Like
it's great when it gets
when
here.
I was a little kid. I would go to football practice, and I'm talking 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. I'd go to football practice, come home. My mom would make me go directly to sleep and then wake me up for the Monday night game, which started at 9 o'clock back then when I was a kid. Okay. So I got, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. There's something about eating chips. I don't know. There's something romantic about it to me because I loved it growing up. But I get it, man. It's, being under the it's 1 o'clock's also being under the radar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you potentially earn your primetime games because like sometimes you'll see like a really bad team just get a bunch. Hey man, that's cool. Traveling to London, I like that. That's awesome. All right, so 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Yeah, it throws off my routine because it's what I'm used to. I'm freaking
right.
The expectations for this game are very interesting. I do not think that Bengals defense is good at all. I'm not sure if the Browns offense is good at all. So what I do know is I think I know, and stealing from Brad Ward, something that I think I know is this offense is better than it was last year under Deshaun Watson. Because that was just pathetic. I think in every chance we've seen it, even in that one preseason game and then listening to people talk about joint practices and things like that, it looks like an NFL offense. How good of an NFL offense? Time will tell. So, but I do think we have been given evidence that it's better. And for all intents and purposes, you couldn't get a better matchup for a remade offense that is hoping to recapture magic in the running game, recapture that magic that Joe Flacco had. Like, you could not have a better week 1 matchup than against a defense whose best player just got there. And is the only really good player I think they have on that defense. I mean, I like Shamar Stewart's upside. I like Demetrius. They took Demetrius Knight, yeah, the South Carolina linebacker. They're the ones who took, yeah, I think so. So, and I like him, but like, I'm not afraid of any of those corners. I'm not afraid of those safeties. Like, so in terms of like, hey, can Joe Flacco get a chance to actually air it out to some of these young receivers and some of these unproven guys and give them a chance to gain some momentum and some confidence? Like, yeah, I think it's a pretty good matchup for that, to where it's like, you're not going out there and playing. You've been playing the Browns defense in practice and camp all year for months. Now you got this defense. It's what is it? It's a movable object meeting a stoppable force. Which one's going to win?
One thing we don't know is what it looks like under Al Golden. Al Golden's been in football forever. Never been the defensive coordinator for an NFL team.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
I didn't realize that.
So, I mean, he's a good football mind, and if he tailors it to his personnel or whatever, but we don't know what you need, what scheme to expect, honestly. But I think there are more unknowns on that side of the ball for Cincinnati than there are unknowns for the Browns offense. We have proof of concept that it can work with Joe, going back to the wide zone, under center, play action stuff. Like, we know those concepts can work. My questions, and it's the only question I have really on offense, because I trust the playmakers now. It's offensive line. Can they get the running game going? If they can get the defense and keep the defense fresh. If you can keep the defense fresh against Cincinnati, you got a puncher's chance. If you start having 3 and outs, it's the Bengals offense giving them extra opportunities. That is a recipe for fucking disaster. They don't need that many attempts. You know what I mean? So it's about bleeding the clock, getting your running game going, letting that be the workhorse, and limiting their opportunities. If you do that, man, you definitely have more than a shot. I think the Browns will win this. In fact, I think the Browns will win this, and Cincinnati will have to score a garbage touchdown to make it appear to be close.
Wow. I think, all right, so I'm just gonna be a broken record for the entire Joe Flacco experience. And to me, my expectation is that Joe's going to pass for a shit ton of yards. And the real question of the game just comes down to, are you winning the turnover battle? Because my prediction is, if the Browns win the turnover battle, they will win the game. If they don't, they probably won't. But I just still very much believe, I've had that Kevin Stefanski's avatar ever since you've said it in my brain, Casey. And I just still strongly believe that Joe can pass and be effective as the quarterback and lead the offense. And so with that expectation, especially against the Bengals defense, man, I put in the quote tweet before this, 31-24 Browns over Bengals. Nice. And I feel pretty good about that. I think they could score 4 touchdowns. It would not surprise me if they scored 4 touchdowns, because I just think the offense is capable of doing that with Joe Flacco.
I made a joke, and the problem was, after I made this joke, I was like, God, it's going to happen. I'm like, Joe Flacco will have 4 touchdowns, but one of them will be for the other team.
Hey, Jacob.
Like, I put that out there, and I'm just like, oh no, why did I say that and put it out into the universe? Because now, like, it's going to happen, and then I'm going to be sitting here like, oh boy. One thing that I really do like is kind of the way Joe Flacco has kind of conducted himself for a while. I saw not all of it, but he talked to the media. It was either today or Monday. I don't remember. A lot of these days are running together, but he just kind of talked about, like, they asked him about doing this at this age, and he just like, I don't even like think like that. That's what I do. Like, not what I do at this age. I play football. That's what I do. Like he didn't want to say, oh, I'm playing football at 40. It was like, hey, I play football. Like, he's like, and when you watch the arm, like, the arm is, I don't have any concerns about his arm. Like, I have concerns about some of the chances he's going to take. But what interests me is what is, how do I put this? Oh, no, I don't. Sorry. I sometimes comments, I got really bad ADHD, and sometimes a comment will pop up, even if it's not that much of a comment, like even if it's just like one word, and I just happen to see it. And I read it for a second and it throws off what I was saying.
Yeah.
So he had 12 touchdowns and 7 interceptions in the 5 games from last year, or the 5 games that he started in 23. And my thought is, what does it look like if they have a running game? Like, and we've all brought this up. I'm not the first person to make this proclamation or ask this question in any way, shape, or form. I know that, but I was just thinking about that again, just listening to Joe talk, and I'm just like, what happens if the play action's a little bit more believable? What happens if he's only throwing it 30 times a game? Like that's the big one, is like, what's that look like? And I'm just so interested, because I think they've got now multiple more players who are creative after the catch. That can, like, you got the Jerry Jeudy. Like, I think Jamari Thrash, I'm really excited about what Jamari Thrash might do. Like, and David, we know what David Njoku did with Joe Flacco, and I saw you making your plead for the Buddy Cop movie again, which it's absolutely what.
Dude, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
I just watched a video of them kicking their legs again, like recently. It's just like popped up on my feed, and I'm like, it just makes me.
I watch it every time that it pops up on my feed. It brings me joy. Those two together. The excitement that David Njoku has when he's hanging out with Flacco just brings me joy.
He just, yeah. Like, it's like, you ever seen a child like meet their idol, or what, like a child meets a star football player or whatever. Like, that's like what David Njoku looks like every time he walks up to Joe Flacco. He's just like, it's Joe Flacco. But yeah, I'm just excited if they can. And again, it's on the offensive line, because the offensive line keep him clean. And can they open up a run game to let Joe Flacco not throw 50 times a game? Because that'll greatly increase our odds of winning the turnover battle.
Well, that's the thing. The thing you said that made me most excited is the fact that it'll be a smaller sample size of passing attempts.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the run game going, you're not going to have to. And if you get a lead, you're not going to have to rely on Flacco because that's when it gets dangerous, right? That's when you really start to get worried, when you're playing with the lead, but you can't get first down, so you have to throw it to get first downs. And that's where we kind of got in trouble in 23 towards the end of some games. It shouldn't have been close. Just being real, right. They shouldn't have been close. So that's what I get, because the play action, it does work better if you're rushing better. But he's such a pro at turning his back to a defense and making it look the same. As long as it looks the same, they have to honor it. So for me, that's what that is, and I trust these pass catchers. So if we can get that attempt per game down from it was like 48 at one point when during that stretch, give me 32. Keep that in the 32 under 35 range, and I'll feel good about the success rate, man. And I don't know, MC, I appreciate it. I can't click on comments right now, guys. I'm running this off my phone. My Wi-Fi's out, so I have to do a hotspot, and every time I click on a comment, it freezes, so I can't even hear what you guys are saying. So I can't do that for now.
Well, all I know is I still just look at Joe and I see, okay, like it's easy to just be like, oh, well, Joe was good in 2023. And like, okay, fine. But like you listen to the way, especially David Njoku, but just the way the players talk about him. And like, I don't know if you saw Nick Padone post his interview with Joel Bitonio the other day. Joel literally said that one of the biggest reasons he decided to return was because Joe Flacco was back. Right? Like these guys believe in Joe, and that's such a different message from what eventually came out after last year, is that the guys knew the offense was cooked with Deshaun. So I just think the players and their their beliefs speak loudly to me. And so I can't shake the Joe Flacco belief. And I think you've got a perfect opportunity to get off and running against the Bengals, a team that you've beaten, a team that Myles Garrett sacked more than any other team in his career, a team that you've basically owned since Kevin Stefanski got to town in Cleveland. It just feels like a recipe ripe for being 1-0.
It's also a team that notoriously gets off to slow starts.
Mm-hmm.
They never come out the gates firing. So I think that's something you must take advantage of in this instance.
Yeah, you gotta. So we talked about the Browns offense against a bad Bengals defense. Let's go on the other side. A great Bengals. This is the matchup for me, right? It's Joe Burrow, not necessarily against the Browns corners, because I have some concerns and we'll get to that. But it's Joe Burrow versus that pass rush. Is he able to get the ball out at a rate that can, I don't know, mitigate or minimize the effect of the pass rush, so to speak? Like, that's where it's going to come down to, because I've got some I am terrified who's going to be in the slot. It's like if Jamar Chase goes into the slot and you put Cam Mitchell on him, I will lose my shit. Like, I have never advocated for Denzel Ward to travel more than – I'm okay with Denzel being on the outside with T. Higgins and then, like, Greg in the slot on Jamar Chase. But at no point do I want to see one of the other corners covering, at least not in man coverage. Zone coverage is what it is because it's a little bit different. You've got help over the top, safeties, blah, 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 blah. I do not need to see Miles Harden or Cam Mitchell playing multiple reps against like Jamar Chase, because Jamar Chase is going to win that off the line of scrimmage like that, and it's not going to matter how good the pass rush is.
Yeah. And I've also argued for Denzel to travel, and it's not always the number one. It's like the styles make fights. Who's the quick twitchy guy? Who's the bursty guy they got? That's where Denzel needs to be. But if to play devil's advocate, if I'm the Bengals and I see Denzel doing that, I'm putting Chase in the slot and I'm running the football, and I'm gonna force Denzel to tackle. I don't want to see that. I don't think anybody wants to see that. I need this man healthy. So that's what I would do in that instance if Denzel started playing in the slot. Hopefully the Bengals are dumb and don't think of what I just said, or don't listen to the show. That'd be helpful.
I think it's an interesting battle between, Chase Brown really came on last year. The Bengals really started to use him, and he asserted himself as the team's RB1 and was damn good doing it. And so we've talked a lot about this defensive line and what they're going to bring to the table and the depth that they have, and maybe our excitement over some of the linebackers. And it's like, are you going to be able to stop the run game? Are you going to be able to turn the Bengals into a one-dimensional offense? I'm really curious to see that matchup with Chase Brown.
Yeah, because you invested your top two assets in the draft in the middle of the defense. Mm-hmm. And as excited as I am about Mason Graham's upside as a pass rusher, he's immediately your best run defender on the defensive line, at least in the interior. Yes. At least in the interior, because Isaiah McGuire and Alex Wright.
I think he might be the best on the entire line.
Yeah.
I think he might. I mean, he's solid.
For all intents and purposes, you were like, let's invest in the literal middle. And you're like, okay, well, we did that. And Carson Schwarzenegger, who, by the way, just so you know, you can get plus 3,000 odds on Carson Schwarzenegger for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I may have put some money.
That's worth a flyer right there. That's worth a flyer.
I may have put something down on that, because plus 3,000, because and I was listening to Locked On NFL Scouting, and they were doing theirs. I don't know if you've heard this episode, Casey, but they were doing like Offensive Rookie of the Year, and they were like, they were just like Joe Marino, cow craps. They're like, Schwarzenegger's getting all the tackles. They're like, he's getting all the tackles. They're like, will it be enough? Because most of the time it's going to go to guys with sacks. But I heard Jake Burns and Brad Ward talking. They're like, well, what if he gets like 4 or 5 sacks and a couple of interceptions and 150 tackles? I'm like, yeah,
if he leads the league, and if he leads the league in tackles, period.
Yeah,
for a rookie, green dot.
I think
If you look at the other linebackers that could be up for it, maybe Jahad Campbell, but Jahad Campbell's kind of swamped on his own team because all the high-profile guys are on Philly. I don't know if he'll get the same kind of credit Schwesh will if he really mops up and gets 150 plus
Especially with no
tackles.
JOK, no Hicks.
I just
Yeah.
want to say about this. I love guys that have unique numbers. Like I know a bunch of people don't like it, but like, if Carson Schlesinger at number 49 or like if Harold Fanon at number 44 are good,
Mhm.
it's like that's their identity, man, is like their number and like that's special. I don't know. I just think that's so cool when guys don't take like the run of the mill numbers and like they have an opportunity to really like make it their own.
Ooh, plus 4,000 on a 120. I put
Plus
like
five.
$10 down, and like it's like $300
Yeah.
There you go.
if he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not because I put like $10 on it. It's like, this is crazy.
Well, if you look at the real
Yeah,
guys
like-
who are competing for that, besides Swesh, Abdul Carter, he's
Yeah.
one that if he finishes with double-digit sacks, he'll probably get it just because he was drafted so higher profile. You know what I mean? But there is a
Sacks, or-
world, for sure, a world where Carson not only he'll lead all rookies in tackles and possibly the league, and if that happens, it has to go to him, man.
It's basically a question to me of like if the Browns are a playoff team, right? Like that bet can pay, right? But like I just don't believe that like Carson could get the notoriety, especially playing all the 1 p.m. games that the Browns do without being a playoff team, without being that team that gets flexed in the primetime games in late December, January, that type of situation. And without being that team that it's like, oh, wow, the Browns have exceeded expectations and like, getting that momentum for them. I basically feel like that's like if they're like we predicted last week or whatever day, that could turn some heads and that could win him that. I mean,
It was
obviously,
literally 3
performance
days
is the most key, but you have to have the eyeballs too.
It was literally.
But it's
3 days
playing
ago.
meaningful football in December. Playing meaningful football in December will get you that. But you're true. He has to be undeniable.
Right.
He wasn't a household name in the draft. I mean, there were pockets of people that were very aware of who he was, but he wasn't. No one was predicting him to go in the first pick of the second round. I didn't hear anybody get ahead of that. And if you did, just show me the receipts and I'll give you credit.
I had a day too,
I
but
think that matters a lot, is having that notoriety going into the draft.
Yeah. I think I had him maybe in the top 50. You're not on time, Jeff. What are you? You're
He
like.
says he's on my time. He's saying he's on my time.
Oh, okay. But like, it's been 40 minutes. You've never been 40 minutes late. One time you were a little late and you didn't have a shirt on. But like, it was really hot that day.
Those days are coming back, boys.
The shirtless
Just let me
days?
fix
Oh,
this
yeah.
broken back and get rid of whatever the hell I got.
Yeah. So I also wonder too, like, are they going to supplement and play a lot of Casey and Jenkins in the slot? Because like I can live with that to an extent. Put Grant Delpit in there a lot. Mm-hmm. Like I'm afraid of the corner depth in the nickel corner spot, but like they might be able to supplement. I think the front seven's really good. Their top two corners are good. Denzel's really, really good. Like I'm really excited, like, to see this defense play because they're going to get tested. And if this team is going to win, it's going to have to play great defense, even against great offenses. So let's see if that can happen. It's a true iron sharpens iron situation, whereas the offense gets to, the Bengals defense, I think, will be pretty much exactly what it was last year. Like they traded out some players. Like I don't know that they really changed much, improved much. Like it's still an NFL defense. So don't think you're just going to go out there and, get layups and stuff like that. But you've got an opportunity to exploit a weaker unit to try to get some confidence. But like that front seven's got to play really, really well on Sunday on defense for the Browns, just to take the weight off of whoever's playing in the slot, whoever's playing free safety. Because, like, all of a sudden, I thought that was going to be Ronnie Hickman, but they seem to want to put him closer to the line of scrimmage, which I actually like. But that makes me be like, well, I guess Casey or Rayshon Jenkins have done it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not really sure. But, yeah, I'm just very, very intrigued by that. I think there's just a lot to look forward to. And I do think it's a very winnable game. But, like, you're going to have to – yeah, you're going to have to win the turnover battle. I think you're right about that.
You said something earlier about the safeties, and that's one of the things. I'm charting a few things for this game. I'll take notes as I watch. 3 safety sets. That's one thing I'm looking at. I want to see how heavy they are in 3 safety sets, and I want to see where Fannon's alignment is. I'll be noting whether it's attached, backfield, whatever, throughout the game. I think those are 2 crucial things to understand about how this team is going to look going forward. I could see a world where Casey plays a ton of free, and Jenkins can handle the slot. We know Grant can do it, but you also want to keep Grant as free as possible to be that X factor back, the monster back, so to speak, because you can line him up anywhere. But that's kind of, the 3 safety sets intrigues me. I think that's. I mean, Schwartz came out and said it, and he didn't say much. He gives you baseball analogies 75% of the time. So, but when he gives you an actual football thing, you probably should listen. He said they want to be a heavy safety team. And when he said it, it scared the shit out of me because in my mind, at the moment when he said it, we hadn't signed Jenkins or Casey yet. And I'm like, oh, just don't feel like
you're like, who?
I am confident in the players. Yeah, for real. And and I'm not down on Hickman, but I'm not sold that he's starting caliber yet. That needs to be shown. We need to see that on a full-time basis. So I'll be definitely taking notice of how much they line up in 3 safety sets.
I'm glad that our well-read friend who has great taste in books brought this up, because no wishing injury, but all I want to say is we have seen the Browns able to rattle Joe multiple times, especially when he's come to Cleveland, and he's just so rarely ever, like, he's pressured every
game. You've got to do it early. You've got to do it early and get in his head from the go. You've got to, because if he settles in, you're fucked.
Right. But I can remember when we were there last year, Jacob.
2 years ago.
Where does time go? We were there 2 years ago for the week 1 game, and you could just see Joe was never comfortable. He was never locked in, and the game really wasn't that big of a lead. I think it was like 17-3. So, if the Bengals score, they're one score down and they're right back in it. And but even despite that, he never looked like Joe Burrow that day. And I think that's happened multiple times. The Browns have played the Bengals, and that's the key to me. That's the key to me.
He was coming off of an injury on that one too. That was like the year after the wrist.
It was calf, but I actually think his small ass hands betrayed him in that game because it was super drizzly. The whole game was just wet, and he's got tiny bands.
I watched a good chunk of the second half of that game in the what do you call that thing?
The concourse.
The concourse, yeah. Because, like, dude, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Me, Rain, no. I have been known to have a panic attack if my clothes get wet. I'm, like, better now. I do it more now. And part of that is I've worked more jobs now in my life where I've been outside. So it was a lot worse when I was in my early 20s. But, like, as I've worked more outside and stuff, like, as I say, as a person who literally goes inside his current, I'm a custodian, and I'll go inside my building and I will not leave that. Like, I step outside to throw the trash in the dumpster, but, like, I step inside that building at like 7 a.m. I come back out of it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But I got a lot of shit to do. All right. Like a lot of shit.
That drizzle sucked, man. That was like the wet, hot, weird, just rain. That sucked.
And like, that was like Watson's, like, There was a lot of stuff.
There
Hey,
was a lot going on that day.
We got time. Are we ready to build? I didn't go to Iraq. I was in Afghanistan.
I'm ready to build a parlay.
I'm afraid of a lot of things that somebody who's been to war should probably not be afraid of.
I'm ready to build a parlay.
All right, let's build a parlay, guys. All right, I've got my FanDuel up here, so let's get over to the NFL. Sometimes, let me tell you what, I like these apps for the most part, but sometimes when I'm trying to find like future bets and things like that, I sometimes think that it's a little bit harder than it should be. Okay, so what are we looking at? What do we want to start with?
I've got two.
Do you want to start with a touchdown with an over/under? Like,
is this,
I was thinking sacks.
Only Browns, or is this?
No, we can do whatever. We can do whatever in this game. You said you want to talk about sacks, Casey. Okay, let me see here.
Yeah, pause, but yes.
Okay. I don't see game specials. I don't see sacks. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins. Isn't it? It's kind of weird sometimes. Touchdown, passing, receiving, most passing yards, receiving yards. There's player to record a sack. And there's only. This is weird.
I'm gonna build a parlay with you, I think.
I'm gonna hit the same game parlay button so that maybe I'll get to see more. Because okay, now I'm seeing a lot more options.
Okay.
All right, so I need to. This is great riveting television. You're welcome.
Hey, we're building one.
Most passing yards. Yeah, I don't see anything about sacks, other than a player to record a sack.
Cowards.
I know. I don't like this.
Okay. Well, I mean, I started off the show with it. I'm giving you a David Njoku touchdown. I just feel good about it. I feel like those David Njoku and Joe Flacco are too linked. David Njoku is scoring a touchdown. So plus 230 for me. That's where I'm at.
Well, I'll start with that too. So I got it at plus 250.
There you go. Love that for you.
So that's a anytime touchdown for David Njoku. Is there anybody else you want to try to throw a touchdown on?
Casey, you feel any touchdowns in your bones?
Well, I predicted earlier today that Judy would. I think Judy's going to go for about 7 for 89 and a touchdown.
Okay, all right.
Oh, man.
That's fine. All right, so we're going to throw Jerry Judy at plus 190, which brings this parlay already to plus 841.
Love that.
Okay. All right. So you guys have taken a crack at it.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have a player or an over, I'm not going to do any more touchdowns though, because then we're getting too many touchdowns.
All right. So Jacob, what are you feeling?
Oh, Joe Flacco's over-under on passing yards is 235 and a half.
I see that.
Okay.
I feel
Did
like
you realize in every regular season game he started, he threw for 300?
I like it.
Yeah, but we didn't have a running game.
Yeah, but that's 235.
I know, but if we don't have to risk it, Will Stefanski, if the running game is working, that scares me a little bit. I got to be honest. I hope he does.
I think he can throw for 235.
Dude, Flacco 100% could throw for 235. That is in the realm of possibilities.
For reference, Burrows is 265 and a half.
Oh, wait. I just found it. Jerry Judy. Oh, these are criminal.
Here it is.
These are criminal. I'm about to throw this one together. Take a guess on Jerry Judy's over-under.
45.
62.
Okay, yeah.
But David Njoku's is 49 and a half.
I can see Njoku getting close to 8 receptions in this game.
Would it be crazy for me to take the over 62 and a half on Jerry Judy's receiving and the over on David Njoku's 49 and a half and them both to score touchdowns?
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
We
right,
already
I
had the
like it.
touchdown bet on him anyway. So
Yeah, why not?
That puts the parlay at plus 1697.
There it is.
yeah, just those two moves, just both players' yards and a touchdown gives you that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, take advantage, people, of now, because the national media is super down on Cleveland. And they're all banking on what happened last year. Everybody's looking in a bubble. If you follow the team closely, you know the schematic change is going to mean a ton. You know the fact that they went back to Flacco is going to mean a ton. Revamping the running game, all these things. And I'm not here to say that they're going to be the Globetrotters. I'm saying this will be a functional offense
Mhm.
and that has playmakers. And Flacco will get the ball to said playmakers, which we just named, and Njoku and Judy will both get tons of looks and opportunities.
Let's do it. I love
All right, I
it.
got one more I'm going to throw on here.
Okay.
I'm going to add Miles
Getting greedy.
Garrett.
Okay. I'll allow it.
That puts us at plus 2575, which puts the $5 bet that I'm going to make to pay out $128.
There
We're
it
going to
is.
Sizzler, baby.
Boom. There it is. There we are. All right. We got to wrap this thing up. Score predictions. Casey, go.
I said it earlier. I do believe that the Browns will be up by 10 points in the fourth quarter, and the Bengals will have a garbage touchdown to make it look closer than it was, ending it at 24-21 Browns.
31-24 Browns. I think both offenses score a whole bunch. It's a dazzler, and we walk away victorious.
23-20 Browns.
Okay. Amen. I'll tell you what. All I know is we've been gaining subscribers, we've been gaining views, and we love you. And everybody being here means a lot to us, and we always want you to know that. So I'm not sure when we're going to be live again. I can tell you that for me, it won't be Sunday night. So we're going to figure that out. But go Browns, and we'll keep you informed. We'll keep you informed when we're going to be live again. Sorry, I don't know. We're going to fly by the seat of our pants sometimes. Right now we're doing
It's been a long week. We are all very exhausted.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes right now. It's a whole bunch. So
And
we
so
love you.
I know that my energy was incredibly low for the first half of this episode, so I do apologize. That's not going to be a problem normally.
We
It
love
was
you,
tenfold
and,
what I have.
We'll see you soon. Join that Discord. We'll keep you posted there. Keep you posted everywhere about where we're going to go.
I got to go put the Discord link in the description.
Thank you. So with that said,
Boom.
This has been the final preseason episode of 2025, which is insane, of the Barking Brown Show. I'm Nick. He's Casey. That's Jacob. Go Browns.
Mustache fart.
Yeah, great stash.